Hey folks, we are back. We are back late, but better be back than never. So we are listening to Kotha Koiyo Na from Coke Studio Bangla, which we have heard, of course,
Of
but
course.
we haven't heard together, right? This is what we strive to do. So we are going to listen together with all of you, Hamad and me, and pretty interesting track featuring one of our absolute favorite artists, Emon Chowdhury,
Emon Chowdhury.
and rest of them are new to us, right? So I was very excited when it came out, and I'm very excited to listen to it together with all of you. So should we?
Just one thing before we begin. An interesting thing you mentioned that some of the artists are new to us. I think the male vocalist Shiblu Mredha, he is not new to us. Most of the Bangladeshi artists are chameleon when I say that because he was the one who
Yes.
sung Shada Shada Kala Kala, right? So he was in the video as well. You can't really recognize him there. Here it is entirely different avatar.
Yeah. All right. Should we?
Yep, let's get started.
All right. Three, two, one. Play.
Studio Bangla, Season
Season
2.
two. This track is brilliant on so many levels.
This was so
Have you done
interesting.
this in your childhood? Have you
Tried,
done this in childhood?
tried it, tried it. But it was interesting. I mean,
All right.
never heard it mainstream.
With the leaf.
দেখিতে সোনার নাগর গো চাঁদের সমান
Beautiful rustic voice. This melody.
Also, the string instruments that I absolutely love. Oh my god, everything about this track is.
ফুল ফুটেছে
And my god,
His voice.
গন্ধে সারা মন
I melt.
ফুল ফুটেছে গন্ধে সারা মন তুমি আমার কত যে আপন দেখা না দিলে বন্ধু কথা কইও না
Oh,
This song, this song.
দেখা না দিলে
man, his voice is just does something to me.
কথা কইও না
বারো মাসে বারো ফুলে ফুইটা থাকে
Listen to Kumuk again.
এই মন্ত্রে আইসা
Kumuk in vertical drum.
সন্ধ্যা পারে কোন বাতাসে থাকে ভোমরা কোন বাগানে বসে কোন ফুলের মধু খাইতে উইরা উইরা আসে দেখিতে সোনার নাগর গো চাঁদের সমান দেখিতে সোনার নাগর গো চাঁদের সমান
I love this part. I simply love this part.
The harmonies.
It just gave it a
Keeps you at the edge of the seat.
অবসর পেরেতি করিলাম আমি প্রেমী জীবন প্রেমী মরণ এই তো জানি পাখি উড়ে গেলে তার
so much emotion, so much emotion.
দিলে বন্ধু কথা কইও না দেখা না দিলে বন্ধু কথা কইও না
ফুল ফুটেছে
Instant
গন্ধে
goosebumps.
সারা মন
This one,
ফুল ফুটেছে গন্ধে সারা মন
especially the mandolin.
তুমি আমার কত যে আপন দেখা না দিলে বন্ধু কথা কইও না দেখা না দিলে বন্ধু কথা কইও না
ভালোবাসার বারো ফুলে ফুলটা থাকে ডালে এই বন্ধে সানাগর প্রতি সুন্দর কাঁদে বাংলাদেশে থাকে ভোমরা কোন বাগানে বসে রঙে মধু খাইতে হইরা হইরা বসে দেখিতে সোনার নাগর সামনে সোনার দেখিতে সোনার নাগর সামনে সোনার
Oh. Man, this outro, this reverb, this this
Breathtaking
voice echoing, this
Breathtaking outro.
damn. So, okay, yeah. This track is like Bono Baby has. This is like multiple songs in one song. I wouldn't say episodes as I said in Bono Baby, but what was instantly apparent to me was if you begin to sample out of this song, if you begin to sample out of the song, you can create I don't know how many songs. So usually in hip hop, it's very popular to sample popular rhythms, popular melodies, popular chords sequences. So out of this, I mean, you pick one bit. So you pick Shiblu with mandolin, and you extrapolate, you expand that. That becomes one song, which is a hit.
Absolutely.
You take Aleya Begum with the chorus, with the backing vocals, and you expand that, and it becomes a hit. You take the sitar, and you expand that, and that becomes sitar metal.
Yeah.
So we ever heard sitar
Sitar
metal?
metal.
You remember? Right?
Yeah.
With all the string sections, and the string section, and you just take this string section with tabla, and that becomes an instrumental.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
This is the genius and the best thing about this track, the best thing that sets it apart from Bono Baby for me subjectively is the transitions are flawless.
Fluid. Completely fluid.
So there's so much happening. There's so much happening in this track. So the string sections comes and goes. The violin section, it comes and goes. You wouldn't even feel it.
Absolutely.
It just adds gravity it just adds gravity and emotions
Absolutely.
to what Aleya Begum was singing. It comes and goes. The transition was so smooth that it would just it would just affect your heart. That okay, what she's singing has a lot of pain and about a lot of emotions. In it. And you wouldn't register what happened and how it flowed in and out, ease in and out, right? And the tablas, the mandolin with Shiblu,
That was something
it
else.
has so many. It has so many isolated brilliance, and again, the sum of it is actually greater than the individuals.
Yeah.
We talked about in Dura that the individual bits were brilliant, but the sum of it, for me at least, was lesser than the individuals. Here, the individuals were brilliant, and the sum of it was greater than the individuals. So Yeah, Emon Chowdhury.
Ah,
That's
brilliant.
that's Emon Chowdhury for you, right?
Creative genius there by Emon Chowdhury throughout.
His he one of the best instrumentalists in the world, right? So what I've heard, right? So A.R. Rahman comes to mind, and I mean I don't want to compare. I do absolutely don't want to compare. But when you see him in avatars or not avatars but settings, different varied settings, A.R. Rahman has delivered on pretty much everything, right? And we have heard Emon Chaudhary on
So many.
such varied spectrum. You
Absolutely.
in Hava, you give him only wood and only wooden furniture, and he would create you in a setting. He would create you
Absolutely.
an arrangement and give you a hit track, shala shala kala, just it's just everything, yeah, furniture,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
you
Clay
you would
pots
give
and
him
everything.
strings. You
Yeah.
absolutely you give him anything and the whole spectrum.
That's his
He
range.
has employed all the strings, all the percussions. I mean, what can we say about him?
I mean,
I only can marvel, and with each passing day, I just
here as well, I mean, in this particular track, he has shown his complete range. As you mentioned, if you take small parts out of it, you can extrapolate it into an entirely different track. The usage of leaf as the flute in the beginning, it was basically the melody that was singing was also sung by Aleya Begum in the beginning. So it was so beautiful that you could just imagine a folk track with that instrument and with Alia Begum's voice and with some bit of percussions, and you can still
exactly.
create that particular track. And okay, somehow I took the pen in my hand for some reason. It's not an official meeting, but yeah. Anyways, coming back to Imran
For
Chaudhry's,
some reason, I have this feather on my work desk.
I don't want to know why. But yeah, I mean, the first time I listened to this particular track, this song has stuck with me, and I just couldn't help humming it throughout the day. Especially the part "Kotha Koiyo Na," the chorus itself, and the way Shiblu has sung the lines. It has just stuck with me. It has been a brainworm for me. I just keep on humming it throughout. Um, there were so many incredible elements, and you gave perfect example of Bono BB. There were episodes in that, but here it sounded more like a cohesive package that you could just. I mean, you don't even notice how the transitions are happening, as you said, how the sitar is introduced. Imon is switching from mandolin to sitar instantly and just playing it flawlessly along with the bass, and you don't even notice the transition. The the dholak that has been used throughout this particular track along with khumuk is like blending the song as well. That's why I was mentioning in the track during the track that just focus on the way khumuk and the drums Mithun Chakra is playing. It's so cohesive, it's blended so well together. I just loved the entire arrangement of this particular track. Yeah, go on.
But this is the genius, right? This is genius. So you can have a brilliant solo in isolation. You can have
Absolutely.
brilliant drums in isolation. But the genius is in the transitions. So how
Absolutely.
they blend together, how they work together, right? And again, you have the whole shitload of everything in
Everything.
here, and everything works together.
Yeah.
This is also one interesting thing to note. Again, the brilliance of not Emon Chaudhary alone, but Coke Studio, is the contrast with Notir Kul. The contrast with Notir Kul, right? In Notir Kul, which is my absolute favorite still of this season, flute, clarinet, and boga, right? Three main instruments. I'm not calling boga an instrument, but
But your voice is an
you know what I
instrument,
mean,
yeah.
right? Right? And with these three, they have created a 9-minute track, which is an absolute marvel of music,
Absolutely.
absolute marvel of art. They have given space, as Arnob explained, that they have given a space to
Space.
shine, to to do their thing. Here, in contrast, you have like everything, and to make it work in that manner
Yeah.
and create magic.
But the good point that you mentioned about Arnob's comment is about giving space. And here in this track, although it's not a very long track, it's
And
five and a,
experimentation, yeah.
it's an experimentation, but you can still see the space given to each instrument properly. You can, I mean, you can clearly listen to the work that has been done through
Absolutely.
clarinet, even the dhol. There was
So,
sarangi in the beginning, and then there's a group that is playing a North Indian instrument. I'm forgetting the name. It's mentioned here. It's Sarinda, something called Sharinda or Sarinda. I'm not sure. But the sound of that melody, it has its own space. You just pick that particular bit, and you can clearly just fall in love with that bit. I just love that particular bit with Sarangi as well as the group that was
yeah.
playing Sharinda.
So our love for Sarangi is well known probably to our audience, but we also have mentioned this multiple times that the quality and the bar set by Coke Studio is that I mean the quality of audio is such that you listen to it and you can filter out everything else and you can focus on one thing. Each single instrument can be heard in a separate space but also together, and this is the brilliance and the quality of work, quality of production. And we have heard so many tracks previously where we like the track, we like the melody, what we like the lyrics, but the quality of production is where
Yeah.
it gets beaten. Here, no stone unturned, nothing. At every attention to detail, everything. Even just look at how they're standing. The lead vocalist,
Absolutely.
Aleya Begum and
Absolutely.
Shiblu. How the attention to detail is just brilliant.
The way they
Just
have
Apple-like.
mimic the conversation. Even I was coming to, yeah, chef's kiss, right? So the set design
We
as
turned
well.
Italian in here, but yeah,
Even the set design as well. If you notice, they have put modern. I wouldn't say modern, but the Western instrument on Shiblu's side, the string section, the mandolin and all that. But the tholak, the sarangi, and everyone is on Aleya Begum's side. The contrasting conversation that they are having. So again, attention to detail here is so brilliant. I just want to mention one last point from my part, and that's Arfan Shiblu's voice. We were having goosebumps throughout the track. He had that airy texture to his voice, but the flute that was playing in the background while he was singing, it's so subtle. It's not overpowering Shiblu by any mean, but I think intentionally it was done this way to create that airy aura. The way he was singing, the airy
exactly.
texture that he has his voice, it was so beautiful. The subtle use of flute as well, along with his chesty voice, was just amazing for me.
On that point, actually, the only thing that stood out for me, not in a bad manner, actually in a good manner, was Shablu's voice, because around all the string instruments, right? You expect some very karari voice, very stringy voice, very chesty voice, which it doesn't feel heady, which doesn't feel falsetto, which doesn't feel airy, as you mentioned, right? But the way they have made it work, it was such a contrast with everything else, with everything, Alina Begum's voice and everything else. His voice was the only contrast, and they even made it work
Seamlessly.
seamlessly.
Seamlessly. Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, overall, what brilliance, experimentation, brilliantly done, right? They have given space. So again, around experimentation, each music producer for each song, right? Whether it be Magdol, whether it be Antora,
Pritam Hassan. Pritam Hassan.
Pritam Hassan, right, or Emon Chowdhury or Faud, absolute freedom to do what you
What
do,
you do.
right? And bring out your best. And man, what has this become, right?
It has one of the
Oof.
most beautiful outros that I've recently heard. The entire build up and then ending it on mandolin was a masterstroke.
Yeah, Nadri Kul takes a cake for me still, but this was right up there.
Right up there, right up there. All right, let's conclude it here. I think we could talk all day about this particular track, but we'll just wrap it up here. Thank you so much for listening. And again, once again, we know that we are late, but we had to deal with certain stuff. But we are hopefully back again, listening to music more frequently. So watch our channel, watch our space, and let us know your further recommendations. There are plenty of songs that we have to cover already. But until then, take care of yourself. Goodbye.
Bye bye.